Coach, what did you think of McAdam after that first period? Really kind of got in his zone out there.
Yeah, I was really happy to see him. He made a really big save in the second, which could have kept the game alive, and then he really played very well after that. I know he'd obviously won a couple of those, the first one back and the second one back for sure, but after that, I think you saw his athleticism. I mean, I think the save you're probably talking about is across the crease. He got his pad down, and that was a game. You know, he gave us a chance to come back. I know. Look, he's a little nervous. He's a freshman, and he's playing in a great building against a Frozen Four team, preseason #1. There's nerves, but this was a great step for him. You know, seeing how he responded after the second period was a great step.
And then as a team, the intensity tonight was just kind of jacked up, it felt like. Was that something you guys did pregame to get there? Or?
No, we're trying to get better. I mean, I hate to say this, but you know, the coaching staff looks at this as a bit of a positive. I mean, I thought we played very, very well. I did. I thought there was a lot of things we did very, very well, and we generated, I think, even strength shots. What is it? Something like 36 even strength shots against a great team like that, and we're finally getting in the net. We're doing some things that we finally started doing some things together that we want to do. So this was definitely a positive for us.
Coach, you guys never want to lose 2 games in a row, obviously, but it's just such a difference from yesterday. Do you believe in a moral victory?
It's not necessarily a moral victory, but we look at the same thing. Right now, you're certainly not going to judge our season by wins and losses. And even when you say, of course you never want to lose 2 in a row, absolutely not. But you look at the difference in how we played in areas that we control from yesterday and today, and I think it was a big difference, and I look at this as a positive. We're not judging our second season in Division I hockey against the Frozen Four opponent as to whether we win or lost if we had success or not. That'd be unfair. It's not moral victories, but we look in terms of if we do take a building block of the foundation and how well we do at it, and then if we can move on the next day and we can still keep that aspect strong and then build something else, then it's a big step.
Coach, going back to the McAdam thing, last night you kind of alluded to that. When did you tell him, and how did the coaches decide about playing him instead of Scott?
Well, we had a discussion about it just because we want to do what's right, but I think he's a guy that deserves a shot, and if you all remember, you know, Matt Scott was nervous and as a freshman as well as he should be, so that happens. So you have to get these games in. So we decided that although yesterday was by no means Matt Scott's fault at all, we really wanted Eamon to get another taste of it, and this is a great opponent for him to do that. As I said, an exceptional team, Frozen Four last year, so this was, I think a great step for him and a great experience for him, and I know he'll be better off. That's why the decision was made.
Coach, he was struggling with rebound control again tonight. Is that still a big area of concern for Eamon?
He knows that it's what we have to work on. We have George Lewis is a student assistant coach for us that does a great job in tracking. He puts in a lot of work in tracking a lot of goals during practice and games and where they come from and why. And we know that it's something that he's going to work on, and he is, and he knows it. And I promise he'll get a lot better at it.
What do you think your team learned? You mentioned last night that you hoped last night's game was a lesson, and then just tonight would be more of one. What do you think they learned this weekend?
Yeah, well, I think when we talk about that, I think what we did is tonight, like we matched at least playing as unit against unit, and we didn't beat ourselves. Like we didn't go out and take stupid penalties. We didn't go out and make blatant mistakes in terms of our systems, and we didn't go out and just have guys miss back checks. I think we played as a unit every shift, or a whole lot more consistently than we did last night. And I think when I talk about how we learned, you look back at the success that UMass Lowell had, and it's not because certainly they have excellent players, but I don't think their strength is they've got 1 or 2 high-end individuals that win them games. I really feel they're an excellent team, like an excellent team. That staff is great. They do a tremendous job. They really do, and their strength is their team framework. And I think we learned a lesson. I thought our team framework tonight was night and day from where it was last night. So that's what I mean by it's a positive. And we'll keep getting better, but that was definitely a good step for us.
You kind of touched on this earlier, but last night it seemed like there was a little bit of frustration from you between the gap between how they were playing and how you guys played.
Yeah.
So in a lot of respects, tonight was more important than last night for the mental aspects of how these guys were able to bounce back. And since they were able to do that, is there some relief to be able to see them do what you know that they can?
I don't know, if relief, optimism, is that fair? I mean, it's not like, you know, we believe in the quality that we have, there's good guys, but it takes, you know, the thing is, you just can't, after even 1 month, like, it's funny in hockey, you talk about coaching in hockey, and you hear the terms, like, out-coached. You don't get out-coached in one game. You don't. You get out-coached, not even in that week. Like, you get out-coached by how well your team plays together in a transition game. So it's not easy. It's not like you draw up a play and they go execute. That's not. You have to spend a lot of work getting your team to play together on the same page in a transition game. And hockey coaches make their money in practice. And I've never agreed with that term, oh, they got out-coached that game. That's not true. We got out-coached tonight, absolutely, but not this game and not this week. We got out-coached for the last 2 years. This is a team that has been facing tremendous competition and found out how to play together and beat excellent opponents enough to get to the Frozen Four. I mean, that's where we want to go. So we never were like, oh, geez, finally. We know we have it, but we know it's not, and it's not going to happen automatically next week or the week after that. I mean, you're for us as program, and it's something. If you look at Michigan State, Ron Mason for years, he didn't outcoach coaches or teams that day. He outcoached them for years of building what they do, and that's how you build a program, and that's what we're after. So relief, no, but optimism that we know we can get there, yes. I'm sorry?
Status in the agenda.
It's a lower body injury. I feel stupid every time I say that, but it's we don't expect it to be long term. I mean, you know, we have 2 weeks off, so every indication is that it's not going to be long term.
Guy, Matt Gardner.
I'm sorry.
Max Gardner.
That
situation.
Well, we don't know on him yet. That's an upper body injury, but it's. We don't know yet. That might be a little. I think that one's a little more serious than Jensen.
Guy, it seemed like the difference was the way Lowell took care of the puck after a rebound in front of their goal. Obviously, in front of their goaltender when there was a rebound. Correct me if I'm wrong if that observation is correct, because it seemed like those rebounds could have been.
They did a tremendous job last night, and I thought they did an equally good job tonight. But I thought we did a better job of actually making it difficult for them. So. They're good at it. Their D, I mean, their D are excellent with the puck and without the puck. They do a really good job. I felt that we actually finally did get to the net and create some traffic. That's what I thought. That certainly is a strength of theirs, I think, and also a strength when you're talking about their team. If they really do a good job of taking care of the puck in the neutral zone and then making sure that they're playing in the air zone. They don't take a lot of chances in the neutral zone. They're a good team, but that's what I mean by playing together as a transition game. They do a good job following good habits. So, yeah, they're a Frozen Four team. They're preseason #1. Do they do a good job in their own end in front of the net? Absolutely. But I thought we also did a better job getting to that. And that's what I thought tonight.
And then on the defensive side, the flip side of the coin, your defensemen in front of the team, and when there were some of those goals that were given up seemed to have come on a rebound where they could have been swept out of there, but it wasn't.
Yeah, I know. Are you talking about the first one?
Any of them, really.
Well, the second one was a power play goal.
Mm-hmm.
The third, which was a power play goal. The third one was a power play goal.
Or the second.
That was a rebound, but it's tough on power play. It came from a shot from when the shot comes from the middle ice. It's really difficult from a goaltender to track the puck and place rebounds away from it. So that was a bit of bad luck. But the first one, certainly, the rebound didn't have to come out in front of the net, and. They did a very good job of being, if you saw the, I mean, they had 3 guys hungry with sticks. We did too, but they happened to get their stick on it. We didn't.
Take a couple more.
Can you walk us through the first goal? Was that a design play for you how to take that shot, or was that just Shad working hard to crash the net? And how do you think the process
was it a design play for him to back it off the back boards?
Well, is that like a play that you go, try to create something there?
Yes, but not the way it had. Yes, but we haven't practiced banking it off the backboards. You know what I mean? I mean, yes, it was designed to get a shot on net with traffic coming in, but certainly it was a lucky break off the back wall.
And what did you think about the process of the power play tonight?
Well, we didn't have that many. I think we had 2, and one of them was a very short one because it was coming off a PK. Tommy did a good job and got hauled down. So we really had, I mean, we had one power play, one and not even a half. So that's tough to say. I don't think we had enough. I mean, but really you're 1 for 1 actually. So positive, but you have to have a larger sample size than that.
Like Coach, 2 years ago, you're playing Fredonia State, Buffalo State.
Yeah,
Today,
yeah,
you're playing
yeah,
UMass Lowell.
yeah.
Just talk about what you envisioned when you started and where you're at today.
Well, I like that observation because certainly, you know, you talk about Matt Scoff and he started out slowly and nervous, and that was against some of the programs you just mentioned. And now you have, you know, we're playing UMass Lowell, and it's fun, and it's why we come here, and it's great. And everybody that we have here likes it that way. Trust me. Those are the guys. It's awesome. It's an honor, and we need to continue to get better and better and better to try to get to a point where we are legitimate in how we feel of ourselves when we go into an opponent like this. Instead of wondering how is it going to be, what do we have to do, knowing what we have to do. So it's a process. You asked how I feel about that. We are all very excited about it. I'm honored by it. I mean, it's really why we come here. Penn State gave us this opportunity to compete at this level, and we certainly don't take it for granted.
We talked on Tuesday about how this was the first marquee opponent
Yeah.
you've been taking out. Is there like a monkey off the back kind of relaxation now, and that you can compete with a team like a UMass Lowell, preseason #1, and down the road once you get into Big Ten play?
That's sort of like what Ben asked. I don't want to say monkey off the back or relief aspect. It's an optimistic by how we played tonight. I really do take it as a positive. I thought we played an excellent hockey game. I thought we learned a lot, and if we can continue that, it's definitely a step forward. So is a monkey? I don't know. It's not a monkey off the back, but I think this game gives us optimism that look, we can get this done right now. We know we have a lot of work to do, but I think we took a step forward in terms of confidence in ourselves.
Thanks, sir.
All right, thank you.
Players out shortly.